Welcome one, welcome all to DeFi Crypto and Airdrops. I am Mike, aka Veteran Crypto, and back in the saddle in his home digs is Jeff, aka the Blockchain Report. How's it going, brother?
I am doing great. Made it back safe. No uh, flight issues, thank God, because yesterday afternoon they were saying it was an hour and a half delay coming into San Francisco. So by the time my flight happened, there was no delays. We got there on time. And yeah, man, just happy to be back. It was a one of the longest trips I think I've ever taken. So it was nice to visit family, get some time away, but I'm ready to lock back in and get rolling, man. And happy to be in my command station.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, hopefully not. The last episode that we did together, all those solar flares were going off, and
hmm
not to mention I was hammered. It's Veterans Day, and I strapped one on and drank a bunch of wine. So yeah, I was freaking going off. But yeah, towards the end there, I mean, we totally got cut off because of the I guess the solar flares. It's the only thing I can figure, but yeah, all kinds of connection
hmm
issues. But
Yeah.
well, all right. Well, let's go ahead and jump on into this thing, and I'll transfer it over to your screen, and you can introduce the socials. Let's get right into this.
We appreciate everyone. Happy Friday out there. Hope you had a wonderful week and adjusting to this time change without a problem. But here at DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, me and Mike go live same time. No forwards or backwards here. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Um, And if you're on Twitter, come check us out on the YouTube, jump in the chat and get in all the action. We have awesome community members that you can communicate with and connect with and share ideas with. Uh, Check out our brother channels, me at the Blockchain Report, Jake calls DeFi Income, Blockchain Basement, Discover Crypto, and David's DeFi University. Mike also goes live throughout the week with the DeFi Masterclass with David and Jake on Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Money Talks on Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And that he has a state attorney, Taylor, and financial planner, Jeff, Texas Jeff. A lot of great information that they they share on the show. They had the stripper recession index last week, so that was a
Hmm.
good one. Interviews going to be dropping on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and it's a lot of great information. He's got a DeFi Academy that you can go through all for free. All of this is for free. Um, and if you want to, and also another free tool is Metrics Finance by Jake Call, and they do have a promotion that's 800 a year if you're more advanced in the DeFi space, and it does end at the end of this month. So keep that in mind. But start for free. Check out all the features, and he does have a YouTube channel on all the tools. And Mike did an interview one-on-one with him, diving into those tools last month. So a lot of great stuff that you can get for free. And David's DeFi University, it is 97 a month, but they do have live mentorships Monday through Friday and one-on-one coaching available, a 6 mastery course, beginner to advanced. So there is a lot of value, and people in the community there do jump over here and jump in our Discord and share ideas. So you're not just paying 97 a month for access to them, but everyone else and getting ideas and networking with people. Your network is your net worth, and it's awesome to see like-minded people sharing their stuff together. And Mike's DeFi Wise uh, newsletter that's coming out daily, and y'all have been
We
hitting the
we've
nail it.
been nailing it. Taylor and the team have been nailing the price points. We've been warning people for the past week now, that the to basically de-risk, to maybe get off into some stables and stuff. Of course I didn't do it. I'm a degen. My stuff's in DeFi. I'm earning. I'm good. But in the newsletter we've been telling people, to de-risk, that it was looking bearish. And the people that are getting the newsletter, some of them I was talking to them earlier, and they did it, and they said they were really happy that they were getting the newsletter.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's awesome to see you building out such a great product. And getting up early and putting in the time and effort to make it a good product. You know, you're not just waking
Oh,
up
dude,
and a few minutes
dude,
later
I'm
just
up every
out there.
morning at 4 in the morning, and yeah, I spend probably an hour and a half just going through, digging through the crypto Twitter, and a couple of tools that I use, a little bit of AI, and just basically compile. I spend a couple hours doing it so that you all don't have to. Basically, you can sit with your morning coffee or your morning tea. Takes about 5 or 10 minutes to go through it. You know what's going on with the markets. You like, we even give ranges for some of the more popular DeFi liquidity pools. Narrow and wide ranges. And for the past week, even with all the volatility, I think one of them went out of the narrow range. But for the most part, yeah, we've been nailing it. So yeah, really excited about it. So it's a
Hell yeah.
19.95 a month. But
Hmm.
again, you get it every day, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, great stuff. We also have a free Discord here, and people sharing all kinds of great charts like this one.
Yeah, yeah, they were talking about that. That's the chart for you're getting screwed.
Yep. Yeah, and who is it? Uncle Tommy shared out some codes for the base app last
Oh,
week. So
dude, Uncle
shout out to
Tommy's the
him.
goat.
Yeah.
He shared out, I think, like 5 or 10 of the invites
Damn.
to the new base
Hell
app,
yeah.
and got other people and other people jumped in and started doing it too. So a bunch of people in our Discord, thanks to them, got free invites to the beta of the new base app.
That's awesome. Yeah. Shout out to the community for
Absolutely. No, it's such a
coming
great
in.
great group of people in there. Always helping each other out and answering questions, on DeFi. And again,
Mhm.
it's they're great about weeding out the all the scammers, and the people that come in and try to act like me and whatnot. They get them out of there quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And check us out on Twitter, the underscore only underscore DCA. Catch Mike at veteran4crypto and me at the BCR142. And over on pump.fun, you can check us out there as well. And all of the links, remember, are down in the description of the video. Oh, and that is playing. I hate when I hear double up. I'm like, what the hell? But that is it. So
Well, well, go
dive
ahead
into
and
it.
jump into introducing the topic for this evening, and kind of show everybody what you got prepared, and then let me know if you want me to jump in, and I'll say a little something. If you want to bring up Miles, let me know. But I'll kick it over
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, this is a project that just announced their pre-testnet campaign.
Be
So
right
they
back.
haven't actually launched yet, and you can sign up uh, for to participate in their next step once they do open their testnet. But this is Sphinx protocol. They are building a layer one blockchain, but this is basically a commodities derivatives trading platform with blockchain technology and built-in regulatory compliance for financial assets like oil, gold, gas, different commodities like that. And they're trying to create a more efficient, transparent, and accessible market. And their exchange, GCX, provides the trading tools that boost capital efficiency and reduce costs. And I thought it was cool because they do have their team doxed, which is important here. We dive into what the project is, the funding. I haven't seen much about the funding yet, but they do have advisors who do come from TradFi backgrounds and some very interesting companies like CME Group and stuff like that. So the since they don't have their trading platform open yet, they have what's called their pre-testnet campaign. And to participate, they have social events like quiz nights, X contests, different spaces that if you join their AMA Twitter spaces, you can get experience points for showing up, community calls, mini events, and stuff like that, creating content, Love writing threads, editing videos, spreading the word. So we could get experience points for sharing this with our community and stuff. And engaging with their socials, join raids, help Sphinx posts go viral. Every like, share, comment counts. And so bringing bringing your friends in, and yeah, just join the Discord, their Telegram. But I thought this was pretty cool. You know, how I haven't seen a lot of derivatives trading platforms with their own blockchain. 24/7 commodity derivatives trading with near instant clearing, dynamic margin up to 90% lower fees. And it looks like a preview of their interface right here, which I mean, it looks pretty standard. So that's nice to see. You know, you don't have something that's completely different than other trading, leverage platforms, to where you have to relearn where everything is. And
Is it you that's breaking up, or is it just the whole connection?
I don't know. I see your little bars are low.
What's that?
Your bars are low. Is it me that's
Oh,
breaking
okay.
up?
Well, yeah, it sounded like you're breaking up. If it's just me, I'm not worried about it. I just want to make sure that the stream's going good.
Yeah, chat. Who's let us know so we can make sure that yeah, so they
If
have
I'm breaking up, Jeff will keep talking. If Jeff's breaking up, I'll start talking.
yeah.
So,
And
I
this,
mean, when
this
I
is gonna
was
be
looking
great.
at it, what I thought was cool is, it's a layer one, and
Mhm.
but it looks like it is, like you were saying, that it's focused on commodities, commodities derivatives, and it's another. Actually, what is it? It was saying democratize access to high performance trading infrastructure for commodities and real world assets. So it looks like it's going to have RWAs as well.
Mm.
So it's kind of interesting because it doesn't, from everything I've been looking at, it has perpetual swaps, futures, and options on energy commodity underlyings. For some reason, like everything I'm reading, it doesn't seem like that they're going to offer, like crypto and things like that. That this is specifically for um, commodities, commodities, derivatives, RWAs. Is that what you're finding, or?
Well, I'm looking right here, down at the bottom of their main page, and they do have Sphinx enables cross margining across Bitcoin and stable coins. So they may offer like a a category of that, but I think it's mainly focused on commodities and maybe RWAs, you know, real estate assets, or partial real estate. Um, let's see. Yeah, and it's built for institutions, so the compliance is built in, securing FCA and BMA regulatory approvals, ensuring full compliance with AML, KYC requirements, trade surveillance, and institutional reporting standards. So that's a big one. You know, if they have institutional reporting standards that are automatically created from self audits and stuff.
It looks like a real-time clearing and settlement, so it eliminates counterparty risk. Designed
Yeah.
for thousands of transactions per second, near instant finality. Um, will operate as a regulated multilateral trading facility, or an MTF. I'd have to look that up. I'm not even going to pretend like I know what the hell that
No,
is.
I don't even know what that is.
Um,
Off chain order execution, ultra low latency, matching engine, ensuring institutional grade speed. Yeah. Full fix API and WebSocket support for seamless connectivity.
Ooh, David would love this. It enables new strategies. You can hedge physical exposures with perps, trade volatility on oil, gas, electricity on chain. Like
Mm.
he's really big into hedging his positions. So
Yeah.
it looks like that they'll actually have different strategies that you can do.
Hmm. Yeah, hedging is going to be important if you can manage that. Oh, did we lose Vet? Oh, looks like. Yeah, what Vet was saying with David, hedging your positions, if you know how to do it properly, you can save so much in the long run. I've seen quite a few experts, like especially with options trading. If they have the options commodities trading built in, that would be a big plus because options can be powerful, but it's a good way to lose a lot of money fast. I did some options trading with just stock options years ago, and there's a lot of cool strategies and stuff, but man, it can bite you in the ass if you don't understand data and decay and stuff. So let's see here. Let me make sure. Oh, okay. I'll keep going. So how it works, onboard and fund your account. So complete institutional grade KYC, deposit Bitcoin or stable coins. Edging. No. Definitely no edge in here. But there is edge in tech. Not quite the same. Not quite as fun. But yeah, deposit Bitcoin or stable coins, which are locked on chain as collateral. You can choose your markets, trade oil, natural gas, electricity, and other commodity derivatives. Select perpetual swaps or expiring futures based on your trading strategy. Submit orders via their API. Oh, and he's back.
Shazam! No,
Yay.
the only thing I can figure is it's the solar flares with the Starlink, but whatever. Keep going.
They had some big ones going on, man. I saw the sun had a huge like butterfly shaped like solar flare come out. It looked crazy.
Well, dude, the northern lights up here have been freaking off the chains the past couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah.
We managed to catch it on Tuesday night. Yeah, after the show, for like 30 minutes. We went out on the back patio and oh my God, it looks so wild. And that was way down in Arkansas. So I can't imagine where you were at.
That's rare as shit to see it down, that in that lower latitudes.
Yeah. I actually my brother got a really good picture. I don't know if you can see that, but oh yeah. Ellie's little comment.
Yeah, she cracks me up.
But right here, Mike, so this is how it works. Onboard and fund your account. You complete institutional grade KYC verification and deposit Bitcoin or stable coins that are securely locked on chain as collateral. And then choose your markets. So you trade oil, natural gas, electricity, and other commodity derivatives. So I guess it is specifically commodities and not crypto. You deposit your crypto as collateral and then do the trading on there. Perpetual swaps or expiring futures. Submit orders via their fixed API and WebSockets or trading interface. Orders are instantly matched and executed off chain with verification on the Sphinx blockchain. So instant settlement, automatically settled on chain, no clearinghouse delays, no counterparty risk, just instant finality. I remember during COVID, man, when when oil went negative, or a few years, or just like 2-3 years ago, where oil went negative, and they were like, basically,
dude, but the trick to that is you had to have a place to store it. So basically, it was free, or they paid you to take it, like at one point, I think, but it was only if you had some place to store it, because that was the catch. But yeah, dude, imagine you had a bunch of freaking massive freaking storage for oil. That would have been nice.
I'll take it.
Oh, Nick, run over there with some milk jugs.
Yeah.
Hey, what is going on with my fucking camera? I'm having all
Ooh,
kinds of fucking issues.
someone hacking in and playing with you, man. Oh, we
Something.
appreciate you for jumping in, Nick. We like to have fun on these Fridays, and
Oh
I got
yeah. No,
I got
it's
my tequila.
let's see. So what else you got? Let's
So their
do you got
team.
anything pulled up on the team or the tokenomics, or are they gonna have a token? What's going on with that?
I haven't seen anything about a token yet because they don't even have their. This is their pre-testnet stuff, but their team is right here on the website.
Well, run us
So
through.
and they're
What have they been up to? What
yeah
have they done in the past? Have they been successful? All right, were they rug pulls? What's going on? What's going on with the team?
yeah. So Gregory Perrin, let's check out his LinkedIn, and I love that they have this all right here. Their LinkedIn, their X, except the director of engineering just has his LinkedIn, but it shows where their previous companies are. I don't know what Type X is, Left Hand Robotics, Republic. We'll check those out. But this guy, the CPO, COO from Goldman Sachs previously, so he's got some TradFi. But let's see. So the CEO was from Type X, which is digitizing energy at the source. He was a CTO there. So their mission is to capture wasted energy at the source and use it to power the next gen of decentralized networks. So he was responsible for technical strategy and related business development activities, growing carbon negative mining operations to over 150 petahash in the first year of operations. I don't know all the hash terminology, but he was at Left Hand Robotics as a software engineer. They're recognized for developing innovative autonomous solutions for turf and snow management. So that's cool. So there are a couple guys. Who's this? The CMO was also at Type X and Republic. So it looks like some of the team has been together. Yeah, these two guys, Type X. See what else? Strategic advisor at Sayabear. Campaign manager at Republic. Let me see if he's got any TradFi stuff. This Siobhan came from Goldman Sachs. And let's see, Copper.co developed and facilitated digital assets, prime brokerage, and custody infrastructure for institutional investors. Okay, so he worked at a company where he was doing an infrastructure for institutional investors, and 6 years and 9 months at Goldman Sachs. Very nice, 69.
Very
Um,
nice.
Senior associate, senior analyst. So that's nice to see. He's got at least over a half decade at a traditional finance
Oh, we got
located in
we got we
UK.
got Druth. We got Druth in the chat.
Oh
So
shit!
so I can't spill the alpha, but he did an interview today with but it's only going to be on X. So you need to be following
Oh,
Drew on X if you want to see it. I guarantee if you're based, you're going to want to see it. That's all. That's the only
that's what he
spoiler
was
I'm going
saying
to
on the
give you.
show last week, huh?
What's
Or
that?
on Monday, right? On Monday, when you guys were talking, he said that he was going to have somebody that is very, very influential.
It's it's gonna it's I'm actually really interested to see it. Is
uh,
it's there's gonna be yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I promised him that I wouldn't spill the beans, and I'm a man of my word, and two, I know how to keep a secret. So
yeah, just give it a little teasing you. It's like just come check it
oh
out.
I'm good at teasing. I'm good at teasing.
Yeah. Yes. And so who's this guy? The director
Yeah.
of
Oh,
engineering.
dude,
Oh,
remind me after this show. Me and you need to work on doing some kind of band something. We need to come up with.
oh
I don't
shit.
want to totally rip off Drew's thing, but I definitely want to have something to where we can and maybe it's not a band thing. Maybe we do something to I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
You are in timeout.
Something.
um,
Yeah. You're in the you're in the GIMP room.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Euro Trip,
Get in the
where it's
GIMP
like
box.
they chain him up, and he's like, "Say the
Yeah,
safe
yeah,
word."
yeah. Yeah, can't say the safe word if you got a ball gag in.
So this director of engineering was a principal engineer at Nuclei, building decentralized data lake. I don't even know what all this, some software engineering stuff. Engineering leader at Curado, Golang engineer. I don't know what the fuck that is. Telefonica Innovation Alpha. You are
This
gagged.
this
Yeah.
this chat is unhinged, dude.
You are gagged.
Ellie once said you were naughty, like you've been a bad girl or a bad boy button, and Jay once the you are gagged.
Damn. I love it.
Jay, I actually really liked that one. Oh, and that would be epic.
Oh shit.
Get
Yeah, can
Isaac.
we
I'll call Isaac and have him say one, and I'll record.
Oh, oh, looks like Vet was gagged.
You've been gagged.
You've been gagged.
You know what? That's it. That's what we're
Yep.
using. You've been
Yep.
gagged.
Hey, what did we tell you? The community's fucking awesome.
Oh, dude, we have the best community.
So yeah,
Keep
looks
going.
like they got
Sorry,
some decent.
got
Looks like they got some
distracted
good
with
experience.
the levity.
Yeah, and it looks like a small team too. And I'm looking at their blog, or on their Twitter actually, it shows that they've
Partnerships. What do we
been
see
around
about
for a little
partnerships?
while. So they're advisors. They have some of their advisors right here. Director of Market Structure at CME Group and head of derivatives at Luxor Technology. CEO of Republic, who we mentioned earlier. This guy, managing partner at Blockchain Founders Fund and consultant at United Nations. Yeah, so they got some decent advisors, and it looks like right here might be some of the.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, the ticker. Anchorage Digital Pith. That's a project I haven't heard for a minute. Pith. Big Brain Holdings, Interchain Foundation, Validation Cloud, Nomad Fulcrum, Flow Scale, Lavender 5, Trueflation, Block Delta, Notify, Republic. So it looks like those are who's on board so far. I'm not sure if Drew is still on Pith, but I know for a while he was keeping an eye on that at least.
Oh, I wonder if that's what he said RIP to, or if it was the chat. It could be both.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Drew said that Isaac would do it. Like if we called him and had him say, "You've been gagged," and then we can use his voice. So, all right.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So let's see. I'm looking at their blog. It looks like they just started dropping blog posts back in September. Shows their architecture, commodities trading, $1 trillion market running on outdated rails, and don't get locked out, why regulation matters and how Sphinx embraces it. Let's check out some of this. I don't see anything about tokenomics. Might be a little too early for that. They do have their documentation right here. And if you want to get involved, I filled out this form earlier. Your email, Telegram handle and stuff. And this will usually, if a project, before they drop their actual testnet or their product on testnet, you might get, they might open it up for private access or a private beta. And filling out the form with your email will put you in a better position to get access early. So, like I said, they're doing this pre-testnet campaign where you can earn XP. And that way, if you do get private access or early access, you can be in a good position for their airdrop, because it does say phase one of the airdrop has begun.
All right. So, like you just said, if there's going to be an airdrop, there's of course going to be a token. From what I am seeing, it's going to be the ticker is going to be Sierra Papa Hotel X-ray. Sphinx. Confirmed as the native
Mm-hmm.
chain token. Sphinx chain is a high throughput EVM compatible. Current status: testnet went live. Mainnet launch pending. No exact date announced yet. Sphinx is not yet publicly traded. No listings. No token generation event completed. No public sale or airdrop announced. Token utilities: to pay transaction and gas fees on Sphinx chain, stake for network security validators and delegators, earn block
Mm-hmm.
rewards and fees via a structured emission schedule, incentivizes early validators. So it looks like you might be able to run a validator and earn Sphinx. That's actually something here in the spring when I get fiber
Mm-hmm.
and I do the new studio here on the property.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna start running some nodes. Like I want to do one
Mm-hmm.
for Canton Network, and anything that's DeFi and RWA, I'll probably end up like the bigger ones. I'll probably
Mm-hmm.
start running nodes and validators. Just because, dude. I mean, if you can lend compute and security to these things and earn, I mean, it's like DeFi. It's just printing
Mm-hmm.
money for you. There's we need to find somebody that's really knowledgeable about that stuff. One, to come on the show and talk about it and to expand the show. But two, I'll fly him up here once I'm building that stuff out and have him help me
Yeah.
build it out.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll come up and help. We can set up a server, like a private server,
Mm-hmm.
and do all that, and just have various mining or validator nodes that we can run.
Well,
Because yeah,
and
it looks like
we can do it under the channel too. So like
yeah,
we'll make sure that we do it all. So anyway, yeah, keep going.
yeah. It does look like in their documentation they have running a validator on the Sphinx testnet. Um, I'm not sure if that's open yet, but yeah, ensure you completed steps to join the testnet. So I think once the testnet opens, you can get a full, and they have the full guide right here. And I know my brother Rob would be able to do all this because he's the software engineer guy. But he doesn't know much about like the mining aspect, but he knows code. Um,
We're going to need somebody for code. We're going to need somebody for the hardware. So if you can do
mhm.
that, if he can do the software, I'm pretty sure. I mean, between me and some people I know, we could probably get some funding, to do like a serious setup.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I started my engineering career, just out of college in networking and communications. So running data, fiber optics, setting up data centers. So, that kind of got me jump started my career.
Nice.
Um, Working in construction sites. I hate wearing jeans, and all my friends never hardly ever see me in pants, right? All I wear is shorts, even if it's
You're,
like
you're
30
always
degrees out.
bottomless.
Bottomless, man.
You
In
like
my
going commando everywhere you go.
and I showed up at this job site once, at this construction site, and just in shorts. And sure, and they're like, "You need to go home and put on some jeans."
Put on some actual clothes. Well, I got a little bit. It's not a ton of tokenomics, but it says no full public tokenomics have been released yet. But it does say that what has been confirmed officially is it's going to be the native staking and gas token, like I've already mentioned. Structured token emission schedule does exist. The new Sphinx tokens are minted as block rewards. Early validator incentives are heavily front loaded. The earlier you join as a validator or delegator, the higher your share of rewards. Rewards
Mhm.
per validator decreases as more join the network. A A chart showing cumulative rewards for validators joining at different stages is referenced in the docs, but exact numbers or percentages are not public. No details are available yet for the total or max supply, if it's going to be fixed or inflationary. Allocation breakdown. They haven't given the team, kind of the percentages of the team, investors, community, ecosystem, marketing, all that kind of stuff. They haven't announced the vesting or the cliffs. They haven't announced the potential for governance, utility, fee capture, buyback, burn, those sorts of things, and then public sale or airdrop or liquidity bootstrap plans. So I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to rattle off what they haven't announced, but these are just so that what are the important things that you need to be looking at when you're doing your own deep dives. Because again, that's why me and Jeff do these, and we do them kind of um, what's that, off the cuff. Is
Yeah.
we want to show you, just like if me and Jeff were sitting in a room and we were trying to research a project that we potentially were going to invest in, how we would go about that. So we can come on here and we can give you all the alpha and just say, hey, this is what's going on with it, yada, yada, yada. But we're trying to teach people how and what to do to go through these websites, to use the tools that we use to figure out if a project is a solid, real investment or not, and not just a social media hype, not just a meme. You need to make sure that you're looking into these projects. You're looking into the team, you're looking into the tokenomics, you're looking into the utility, you're looking into the investors, if there's VCs, what the token, what the vesting schedule is going to be like, when it comes to the tokens, things like that for the VCs and the team. That's when they're talking about cliffs, investing, and things like that. That's what that's referring to. So basically, it's a period of time that they're not allowed, that those tokens are locked, that they can't just dump them on the market. Because, you'll notice whenever tokens go live, usually there's a big sell-off. And that's usually because there's a bunch of VCs with the token. There's a bunch of team that have the token. And if there's no vesting schedule, they're free to dump whenever they want. That was the great thing about Canton, is if you can see, since it launched, Canton Network, that big RWA play we've been talking about, for a couple of weeks now and done a couple of deep dives on. That one has been relatively flat because the team didn't take any tokens. There was no tokens issued to VCs. It was a fair launch. That's why I was so bullish on it. And I have a very strong suspicion it has a long future ahead of it. And it's there's some DeFi, some liquidity pools that are starting to develop. One of them, it's still a V2 on Uniswap, and with that exploit that we had recently on V2, I'm steering away from using V2. I'm waiting for a V3 pool, and one that's at least 250 to 500K of liquidity, TVL, and I want to make sure that there are some decent fees being generated, and I'll jump in. You need to make
Nice.
sure that you don't jump into liquidity pools too quick. And I won't get into the details because it'll take up too much time. But sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
No, and that's a good point you bring up, because I even asked you what if there were any good CC pools to get into yet, and you were like, no, I'm just waiting for that, because like you said, the V2 is, if there's vulnerabilities with that, you don't want to just put your money in, even if that protocol or platform hasn't gotten hit, it could. So just be smart and safe and be patient, because they'll be coming up.
There's no rush. It's you need to make sure it ticks all the boxes. DeFi that's what I love about it. There's no hype. There's no social media that's gonna pump or dump your token or anything like that. You get into DeFi. It's all numbers. It's all facts. It's all data. It's all logic, and it's just simple. And people do great on trading. Don't get me wrong. I suck at it because there's a lot of emotion involved, and I'm not an emotional person. So With trading, it's all about they talk about those psychological levels, like Bitcoin at 100,000. Whenever things hit $1, people are creatures. They have emotions, and most people are very emotional about their money, and they can be manipulated. With DeFi, I'm just providing liquidity for people to borrow, providing liquidity for people to swap, and I just earn money. It's all about the numbers. Do the numbers make sense to where I'm earning more than I'm potentially losing? That's it. It's that
Mm-hmm.
simple. So anyway, go ahead. I'm gonna go and refresh my drink.
Yeah, Luis, we appreciate you and all the other viewers. We try our best to be as open and honest and transparent because it's hard to find people doing that in this space. People are trying to get one over on you or shill their product, and that's why we love not being paid by projects, is because we can speak our mind freely.
Hell no.
Hail to the no.
I refuse. I honestly, it's the one line I will not cross. I will not get paid to talk about a project. I'll have anybody on to talk about their project. And we have the newsletter where we get paid. We got the affiliates where we get a little bit of money, things like that. But I'll never, ever, ever get paid to talk about a project, or to talk about anything. I mean, Jake, we'll talk about metrics finance and things like that because it's a great product. But yeah,
and one that you use.
What's that?
And one that you use. It's not just
No,
like,
yeah,
oh, I'm going to
I
talk about this.
personally use it all the freaking time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did find this. So some key highlights of their trading platform. So it's designed to compete directly with centralized exchanges like CME Group and ICE Futures Europe. So they dual regulatory compliance, right? The platform will initially operate under the Bermuda Monetary Authority regulations, and then they'll expand to achieve authorization with the UK's Financial Conduct Authority. And this dual-pronged regulatory approach enables Sphinx MTF to serve global community or commodities traders with confidence and trust. So looks like they have a plan, a rollout plan. Not just going to say, oh, we'll just launch wherever and hope for the best.
Well, to be compliant, they're going to have a rollout plan. And, because there's no way, because they're geared for institutional use, just per their website, that's where their focus is. Their focus is they want to cater to institutions. So, with that, they can only operate if they are compliant in that jurisdiction. So chances are they'll probably roll out in the US, then they'll roll out in the UK, then they'll roll out in, like Asian countries. They're going to go where the volume is. They're going to go where the TVL is, which is just smart business. They're not going to roll out in outer Mongolia, first. It's like, there's nothing there. So they're going to make sure they're compliant with Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia, things like that. That AML that you talked about earlier, and the the anti-money laundering, and the know your customer, KYC. Those are two things that are just a must-have. So if you're ever doing research on a project, and it's DeFi or RWAs, and it's wanting to be a protocol and a platform, and it wants to be compliant, and it doesn't have those, just you're done. Walk away. If it doesn't have those, that's the bare minimum for compliance. And what I'm waiting for is these platforms to where they fall under any sort of protections. So like potentially, like if they get hacked or something like that, is there going to be, because we've all heard of Celsius and a lot of these other DeFi platforms that have gotten hacked and gone bankrupt and things like that.
I think.
What's that?
Or I think Radium, was that the recent one that got hacked?
it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
But basically, what I'm looking for is some sort of, like FDIC insurance, where you have 200 up to $250,000 if the bank gets robbed. The FDIC pays you back. That's the kind of stuff, or insurance. Some sort of insurance that you can pay. Um, that's the kind of thing that I want to start seeing, because that is what the for some of the DeFi that we do, that's one of the few downsides. Like lending. For the most part, lending, the only downside is the potential for a smart contract exploit, or like the protocol going bankrupt or getting hacked or something like that. Once there's like an insurance or some kind of coverage for that, fucking it's over.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a huge one. It's going to bring in a lot more adoption too, because people are going to feel comfortable enough to put their money somewhere and like, oh,
That's,
I'm just not going to lose it all. Is that spicy?
that's a little spissy. There was some heat on that one. Well, I'm
Ooh.
drinking it neat. I'm drinking it neat, so it
Oh.
doesn't water down. It stays hot, muy caliente.
Ooh, little spicy tongue.
Yes.
Um, they got some different instruments right here. Liquidity stuff. Uh, Looks like they got a lot of information in their documents.
Should we should
So
we should we see what Miles has to say?
yeah, let's see what. Bring up old Miles.
All right, let me bring up Miles real quick. The the,
How's
the
Miles
chat's gonna
doing?
have to let me know if you can hear him. Let me pull him up real quick, and then all right, there's that.
Ooh, Jay got the mango juice and tequila.
Oh,
Mm.
there you go. That actually sounds delicious.
Hmm.
All right. Hey, what's up, Miles? How you doing?
Up. I
Can
don't
you
hear
hear?
him at all.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Let's
That
see.
that's what was going on with.
Oh, now. Do it again?
Audio hiccups earlier. Yeah, Jeff
Oh,
mentioned something about
I
it
hear him.
cutting out on his end too.
All
Kind
right.
of weird.
So,
Hopefully, it
Miles,
won't be a
got a
problem during the
question
show.
for you. We're live, me and Jeff with the crew, and we're talking about a new project, as always, called Sphinx Protocol. Are you able to pull that up?
Sphinx Protocol. Let me dive in. Yep, got it. Looks like a decentralized, privacy-focused money market, kind of aiming to be the Aave or Compound, but with a stronger emphasis on keeping things private. What's piqued your interest about it specifically?
Mm.
So we've gone over the team. We talked a little bit about what it is, and that it's a commodities based, for the most part, platform. But can you just go over all the documentation on their website, the white paper, anything that they got, and any information out there on the interwebs, and just kind of give us a general overview of what this project is, what they're doing, who they're working with, if there's any solid integrations that are being built already with institutional TradFi, things like that.
All right, give me a sec to really dig in. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, Sphinx Protocol is building a permissionless, privacy-preserving money market for real-world assets. They're using zero-knowledge proofs, ZK Snark specifically, to obscure transaction data and identities. The core idea is to let folks borrow and lend against collateralized RWAs without revealing who's doing what. They're initially focusing on tokenized treasuries and commodities, kind of starting with the less regulated stuff. They've got partnerships with a few asset originators, but it's still early days, and a lot of that is under wraps, unsurprisingly. They're aiming for institutional adoption down the line, hence the focus on compliance and regulatory frameworks, but right now it's geared toward DeFi users comfortable with a bit more risk. Integrations, they're partnering with Oyster Protocol, which provides the tooling to tokenize the real world assets, and a few smaller DeFi protocols, but nothing super heavy hitting yet. They've got a testnet live and a planned mainnet launch early next year. Their white paper is kind of light on super technical details, but strong on the why. Emphasizes privacy, capital efficiency, and access to RWAs. Does that hit the main points you were looking for?
Yeah. No, that hits them all pretty well. I appreciate it, Miles. Have a good night.
Oh, all right. Have a good one.
Hey, have a good one.
Have a good one.
Oh, Mike, I think I know why Miles was not coming through.
Why
Because
is that?
on the EV Mux, if you look down at the bottom where the different scenes are, or the screens, me
Yeah.
and there's a little mic button that was muted.
Oh shit. All right.
Yeah, so click on it. I saw it and I clicked it off, so that's when he started coming through. So
Good to know.
nice.
Good to know. All right. Cool. Well, let's switch over to this view and spend the last 10 minutes and just kind of let the chat ask any questions that they have, or comment, just whatever. Let's fucking riff this shit.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you saw the project drop.money. Let's see. Yeah, breathing new life into the interchain through liquid staking. And it was a liquid staking protocol on the Cosmos network, and they are shutting down. So they launched last year, and now they just announced yesterday that they are winding down operations. So they grew to become the largest liquid staking token platform in the interchain, the Cosmos ecosystem, but they didn't get enough adoption. So they're winding down. Another project biting the dust.
Yep. That's actually going to start happening more and more. It's people need to. I mean, we're seeing it with the bearishness in the market. A lot of projects are gonna fold. If we don't get a bull run where there's a bunch of profits to be made, and some of these projects can sell some of their tokens to pay for operations. If they don't have investors, if they're not earning revenue of some kind with their project, they're going to fold. I mean, it's simple business. A lot of these projects, they depend on, I mean, XRP is one of them. I just bring it up because it's a perfect example. They've been very successful because they've had the XRP token in escrow that each month there's like a billion that unlock, and they can sell that, and that's how they pay their employees. That's how they keep the lights on. That's how they buy these companies that they're buying. It's for a long time. They didn't have a whole lot of investors. They were in a lawsuit. So they were spending hundreds of millions of dollars on lawyers fighting the SEC. If they didn't have XRP to sell to pay for that, they would have gone under, and a lot. I mean, I don't know, those of you that have been around through the bear market, there's a lot of smaller crypto projects that went under because they got served with a Wells notice from the SEC.
Yep. Yep.
And that was it. They got served, and they were like, we can't afford to fight this, and went out of business. I think it was the Libra token, something like that was one of them. Do you remember that one?
There, that one, I remember a handful of them that were pretty solid projects, and they just got fucked, man.
They got bent over like that chart you showed at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we really need to shift our thinking. It's like I think I'll give my closing thoughts. I say this a lot. We really need to shift our thinking. Those of you that haven't watched the show before, I've been saying this for almost 2 years now, that this bull market's going to be different. And that's why I'm not shaken. I was mentally prepared for it. We are moving from a speculative market, which is basically just hopium and hype and, people coming out, teams coming out saying, we're going to build this that does this, and it's going to make life better for everybody. And people that now we're moving to utility. And in a utility market, people have to have a proof of concept. They have to be able to show that they can do what they're claiming they're going to do. So in that transition, that is where, it mirrors the .com era, where at one point, if you just were a .com, you got investors throwing money at you because everything was pumping. It's the same with crypto. That's the way it's been. You've heard the term, rising tide raises all ships. You hear it on every channel. That's the way it was in past cycles. As you can see, that is not how it is anymore. You need to invest in strong utility. You need to invest in strong fundamentals, and that requires effort and work. The days of just throwing a dart at the dartboard and getting a 10, 20, 50, 100x are over. There might be one or two out there, here for a while, but as institutions come into this and the liquidity floods in, if you're in the right projects, you're going to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But if you're in the wrong project, if you're chasing, hype, if you're investing off social media posts, you're going to get left behind. You're going to end up being somebody's exit liquidity. So I'll leave it at that. Jeff, closing thoughts.
I just want to say that during my trip, I had a bunch of recruiters reach out to me because I've been looking for jobs and stuff. And
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
Yeah. all the best, man.
I have the job for you, brother.
There was one recruiter I spoke to about a circuit board design like product specialist who presents products to customers and teaches them how to use it. And during my talk with him, I just mentioned that, I kind of do the same thing with my crypto channel and on here, where I talk about what these projects are building and how to get involved in walking through technical aspects. And they found it really interesting. And I had an interview with the VP of sales today that seemed to go pretty well. So it was really interesting because I hadn't put that on my resume at all. I haven't put any of my crypto stuff on there because it's not really related to any of the engineering work that I do. But they seem to find it super interesting that I had the YouTube channel and that I do all this stuff in this space and how it translates into that job description. And so, if you're out there thinking that you're wasting time doing hobbies and shit like that, or things that you're interested in, you never know what it could translate to in your actual job market. Because, this position seems really, really cool, and what they're building. So I was super excited, and being able to share that with them got me even more excited. I was like, oh, you guys are interested. And the VP actually watched some of our YouTube videos. And he was like, yeah, I was impressed.
Oh, shit. Yeah. We're definitely not getting the job now.
I hope it's not the last one.
All right. Yeah. I'm like hammered and going off, and freaking solar flares are taking out the freaking channel. And he's like, what is this fucking clown show?
Yeah. But it was super cool that they found it interesting, and seeing how that could translate over to this other job. And, you just never know if you take a chance and network with people. Like me and Mike just connected randomly, on something not even crypto related. So, and it just kind of grew from there. So don't be afraid to take risks, whether it's in crypto space or your hobbies or whatever. Find things you're interested and passionate in and keep working at them, because you never know what could blossom out of that. So
opportunities are everywhere. You just have to be willing to say yes instead of no. I can't tell you how many opportunities, when I was younger, that I passed on because, at the time, it just didn't seem, like it was a good move. But as I got older, I look at things differently. Like I've taken a lot of jobs in startups where I don't get paid simply because of doors it opens up. like either through networking or experiences. I mean, I lived in New York for a year. And I mean, I didn't get, I mean, I think I got a bunch of stock that ended up not being worth anything. And I figured as much, but I got to live for free in New York for a year. And I sat in on high level meetings with venture capitalists. I met with the senior VP of MasterCard, in New York, about adopting the technology that I was working on in the tech startup. I was running operations for it, and oh yeah, went out to a badass dinner. He had one of those freaking MasterCard Black, like the black
Oh
card.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
we went out to like the nicest steakhouse in fucking New York, and he ordered like basically, I think it was every appetizer on the freaking menu, and started ordering like $300 bottles of wine. And he was like, "Whatever you want, it's on us." And there was like fucking 15 of us, and we were in a private room, like off to the side, like it wasn't in the open restaurant. It was like probably the nicest meal I've ever had in my fucking life. And but
Taking leftovers home.
no, but the thing is though, is that is, because I said yes to something that most people would say no to. Again,
Mhm.
I got to live in New York for a year for free. All my expenses were paid for by the company. I didn't make a salary, but all my expenses were paid for. I got exposure to how negotiations are done with venture capitalists. What kind of questions do they ask? What do they
Mhm.
look at when they're going to invest? I mean, that helps me with crypto now. I understand how VCs' minds work. They're looking for get in, invest some money, get with crypto, get our tokens, and as soon as it fucking launches, we're going to make sure we get our initial investment out. We might hold the rest, we might sell it all, but they're looking to hit it and quit it. They want to get in, invest their money, get their money initial out as fast as they can, and look for the next great opportunity. And that's how they're fast movers. That's what VCs are. They're fast
Mhm.
movers. They're all about narratives. They're all about what the next hot thing is.
Mhm.
They're the sharks. If you ever watch Shark Tank, that's
Yep.
what a VC is. It's somebody with a bunch of money or a group of people with a bunch of money, and they're looking for a good idea, and they want to get in early, invest some money, help you out, make connections, give you manufacturing or give you supply, or logistics, or some sort of help to help you get profitable and get their money. That's how VC's minds work.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and
again,
that's more valuable than could be more valuable than a paycheck. So,
it
that's
was for
knowledge
me.
is power.
Well, I'm retired, so I have that flexibility. I have no bills and plenty of money, so basically I'm free. I mean, to me, that's pure freedom. I mean, at 40, I retired, and that's all I do now. That's what allows me to do this.
Mhm.
To do all the research and invest in crypto and DeFi, and run the channel. And I, for a year we did this for free. I couldn't have done that if I had to go to a 9 to 5 job.
Mhm.
I got to a place in life to where I'm able to do this because I said yes when most people say no. So it took us a long time to, it took me a long time to get there. But what Jeff was saying is look for opportunities and seize those opportunities.
Mhm.
And crypto is one of those opportunities if you pick
Yeah.
the right projects.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, and
farms,
go
not
ahead.
pharma. Right here. You like my shirt? It's got farms, not pharma.
Dude,
Boom.
you still need to come up here. You need to come up here and
I
visit.
know. I know.
Fly up here. Actually, you know what? We need to talk after the show. My brother Jason is going to be coming up first part of December. You need to come up too.
Oh
And
fuck. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully the Northern Lights will still be shown.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. All right. So thank you all for showing up. We got Ellie, we got Luis, Jay, and all the crew. But Drew, if you're still here, I know you're probably asleep. You got the babies out there that you put to sleep, and you're probably racked out after a long day. But thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, Veteran Crypto out.
Deuces.